Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tennille. I'm a wife, a mom of three, and I'm currently documenting my husband and I's journey of paying 600,000 debt. So I know I've never shown my face on my channel before, but I thought I'd come on here and make it a bit more personal since it is my story to tell. So today I'll be talking to you about why I started this channel and how my husband and I budget on a monthly basis. So just a little backstory on how I started this channel. So back in 2023, I was a stay-at-home mom with two babies at the time. And my prayer was just, Lord, isn't there something else that you want me to do other than just being at home looking after my babies? Because I just felt like I needed to do more. And he so kindly in that moment said to me, I need you to pay off your debt and document it. So embarrassingly, I was so embarrassed in the moment and I was like, okay, I understand. We'll get going on it. And I knew immediately we were going to use Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. So back in 2018, it was 2018, my husband and I just started going to a new church. And when we started going to this church, they had a program which came up and it was called the Financial Peace University by Dave Ramsey. And it's basically just 7 baby steps on how to get out of debt and how to stay out of debt. And when we first went to it, we were all in. We just had one credit card at the time and we cut it up and we put our little envelopes and we were all in, but it didn't even last long because we realized we can just not even realize, we knew we could just easily transfer the money, and before you knew it, that whole process was blown out the window. Just to tell you a little about his plan is baby step number 1 is to save $1,000, but we do it a little different. We make sure that we have a minimum of 1,000 rand saved, but our goal is to save 10,000 and always have 10,000 in our emergency fund. At the moment, we're not there yet, but we just make sure that we always have a minimum of 1,000. And then his baby step number 2 is to pay your debt from smallest to largest, and it's called the debt snowball method. And there too, we did just a little different. So we had our car which we could pay off within the year, and we made that debt our priority. And that, I think at that time, was the 3rd debt on our list. And so that was our priority, to pay off our car last year. And we knew whatever money that we were that we were paying towards our debt, that money would then be taken and be pushed onto our debt and will help us pay off our debt sooner. So go on Google, find out all the baby steps and use his method. It's so amazing, and you can alter it the way you choose to. So once we sat down, we made our plan. I told my husband about it. I was like, listen, this is what God said, and with me, it's obedience over everything. So we were all in, and we're gonna start this thing again. But being the person that I am a procrastinator, and I took months to figure out the name, what it must look like, the feeling of the videos. I just made it a tedious process. And before you knew it, we were in 2024, and I was now pregnant with my 3rd baby. And I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired of procrastinating. I'm just going to go all in and do it the way I feel it needs to be done. And so I started my first video, and if you can listen to my first video, you can actually hear me huffing and puffing on it because I was highly pregnant at the time. Once we started that journey, it was up and down. The funny thing is that you think whatever God calls you to, that it's just going to be a breeze. Like everything's going to be easy and simple from there. And the amount of battles we came up, so many things were happening along the way. We ended up in more debt, and it was just like life just kept piling on us. So by the end of 2024, actually in 2024, you'll see my pages very up and down. I just didn't have it in me to show up and document the whole process. I just felt depleted. But you will see there was a time where I came on my channel and I showed myself documenting using debt. So as much as it was hard, I tried to at least show up. So by 2025, God had answered our prayer, one of our prayers, and it was for my husband to be home permanently. So he used to work out. So now he had a stable job at home. We had a salary that we could finally work with, a fixed amount. He was permanent. It was just everything we prayed for. So we were like, okay, no more messing around. And the great thing is that it started in January. So we're like, okay, we're starting off the year amazing. We're going to give it our everything, and we're going to do it right this time. So we drew out our bank statements and we went through it and we highlighted the categories where we felt we were overspending. Made a game plan on things to get rid of. We had our list jotted out and we're like, okay, these are our plans, we're within our budgets and this is what we can work with. So we prayed and we gave it back to God and we're like, Lord, this is where we're at, this is what we're working with, and like bless us, you know, teach us things. And that's our prayer. That was our prayer, was basically, Lord, don't take this debt away from us, allow us to go through it so we can learn lessons and never go back into debt, and our kids, you know, this generational curse ends here and our kids won't even know debt and have to go into debt, because whatever you're teaching us, we're obviously going to put it on to them. And I think that prayer hits a sweet spot with the Lord, because ever since that day, the amount of miracles that took place in 2025, like 2025 will forever be listed as the year I've seen the most miracles. I could do a whole nother video just jotting down, but I think that video will be like 8 hours long, where just giving you the detail of each miracle that took place. It's wild, but I will do another video on it, because that's just who he is. He is so good. Just to name like the top 3 things that happened is we received a debt-free car. We were paying nothing and a petrol card came with it. We received one of our debts got paid off completely. I think it was the one that was second on our list, got paid off completely and left us with like 1,000 Rand extra every month. And the third one was BASA. So if you don't know who BASA is, it's the Banking Association of South Africa. Reached out to me and was like, we saw what you're doing on social media. We have a webinar coming up. Could you please attend it? And we'd like for you to be a speaker on it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the type of things God does when you place it in his hands. He'll breathe on it and create miracles with it. So when that happened, they also said that they needed me to give out books, like if I had any books. And the funny thing is that we were planning on making books eventually, because there were so many people on social media that were interested. So I had little templates made, but it wasn't like a full-on book where I was proud to give, you know, to start selling or whatever it was. And being the procrastinator I am, that's why it took so long. I eventually, because I had like a month, I went into overdrive. I was like, okay, each page is going to look like this. I added in different pages. I added in savings challenges, like, you know, like I thought it through. And by the time the webinar happened, I managed to give the books out, and we were so proud of it. That's when the budget journal was born. So in 2025, people were so interested, but I was like, I'm gonna put it on hold. I want to create an amazing one for 2026, and we got to working. So in 2026, second budget journal was born. And we are so proud of it. Like, I couldn't be more proud of this book. When I look at it, I'm like, Lord, this is all you. Like, this book, my husband cut this whole thing out. We bought the mechanisms that got put in. This whole book is made by us. The pages on the inside is literally things that we were doing on a monthly basis. We made little templates and added it in. And when I have a look at the detail and the things that are in here, I'm like, God, Holy Spirit, this is all you, because I could have never have done this even on my best day. But yeah, this is just a testament to who God is. Whatever you have in your hands, give it back to him and watch the miracles that he does with it. Like, just be obedient. He's so kind. So just to take you through the budget journal. So just to also give you a little backstory, is that when we started the whole budgeting thing, I needed to come up with a little routine just to help me as a visual person stay on track. And you know, I'm the type of person who likes to write, see things, feel things. So I was like, okay, I need a book, and this is what I need on the book, on a monthly basis and a weekly basis, to help us stay on budget. This one's in black and white, but there is a color one. But yeah, this was the very first draft, and I have been using it ever since. So I haven't actually changed over to the color one. So I'm just going to take you through this one. So in the beginning, you get to where you write your goals. There's a yearly overview, so you can keep track and see how you did for the year. A page where you can write all your income, expenses, prayers. Like, there's a lot to it. And then just to show you how my husband and I budget for the month. In the beginning, we have our paycheck planner, and that's just where we write all our income, our fixed expenses. There is space for subscriptions if anyone is, for the people who have subscriptions, our cash envelopes, debt, savings. Like, you get to put everything that we could possibly think that people pay within this page. And then at the end of it, you come back and then there's a spend. So what you budgeted versus what you spent, and you get to see whether you're on track or not. And at the end, you can say, I was on budget, I'm getting there, or I need help. It's just also for you to evaluate areas of your expenses where you think you're overspending, and you get to easily compare and see the places where you're actually overspending. So once we're done with the paycheck planner, I then created a section called the cash envelope planner. So this is was for me, because like I said, I'm a very structured person. I need to know, okay, if this is how much we're saying for the month. It wasn't working for us to just say we were using 5,000 a month for groceries. I needed to go through the process of saying, and that's another thing, God gave me wisdom on every week you should be doing your groceries. Because when we are doing it for the month, we found ourselves back in the shops every other day or week, and we're just spending way more than we actually budgeted for. So I was like, okay, just rocking up to this budget on a monthly basis is not working for me. I need to come here on a weekly basis and see, okay, this is where we are at, we're still on plan. So just to say, back to it, just to say your budget is 4,000 a month for groceries. You know, each week you're going to spend 1,000 rand on groceries. You're going to write out your grocery list. You're going to sort it out in the beginning of the week, and you know this is your plan for the week. So you come here, you write the category, and you say week 1, this is how much I'm spending, week 2, week 3, so on. And if there's 5 weeks, there's also, a space to write in week 5. And that's just coming back to, in the beginning of the month, for you to plan your month out. Whatever it is your kids got going on, or if a birthday is popping up, plan it, put it in your budgets, and make a note of it in your cash envelope. So this is also, I know in the week 1, this is how much I'm drawing out, so I know how much we're spending. Week 2, this is how much I planned for us to spend, so that's all that I'm drawing out. And okay, so then, because I do my groceries on a weekly basis, I then have a grocery planner, and I just jot my meals, and it helps me also keep track. I will do a more in-depth video of how I do my groceries on a weekly basis, but this is just you basically writing down your meals, your grocery list, and making sure you check as you go along how much you plan on spending and how much is the balance. And this is nice because whatever's left at the end of the week, we just take that amount and we put it into our savings challenge. Okay, and then you get one for every week. So if there's 4 weeks, 5 weeks, there's also an income tracker and an expense tracker. The income tracker is just for people who get paid, like have their own business. Like I am a brow artist, and I have clients coming in every other day. So I just like to keep track, so I know exactly how much I made for that week. And yeah, there's also expense tracker. And so as you go on, once I'm done with all this and I know exactly how much I'm spending, I'm tracking my groceries every week. And this is just a solid plan that I came up with that works for me, because I know that every week, if I say this is how much we're spending, just say we're spending 1,000 rand for that week, and if we didn't spend all the entertainment money on, or I didn't use all my spending money, whatever's left over at the end of that week by Sunday, I just take that money. It doesn't get rolled over to the next week. It goes into a savings challenge or it goes towards debts. You choose what it needs to be for, but it just allows you to be way more in control of your money. And the fact that we use a cash envelope method when we draw out our money, it just makes, I don't know, I think it's a psychological thing, but you hold on tighter, just a little tighter to money on a weekly basis, and you're like, the goal is to have this much at the end of the month. And so just to go into that, as we also have weekly savings challenges. So you know, at the end of week 1, my goal is to save a certain amount. You can choose if you want to do it for the month, and you know, okay, I need to save 390 rand for the month, and you can put that all away. Or on a weekly basis, it's just saying I need to make sure I hold on a little tighter to not spend so much. So at the end of the week, I have 190 to add. to my savings challenge. So yeah, can you see it? It's a whole process. I hope you're sticking with me. There's also a section in debt where I have all our debt listed, and I have little trackers where as I pay, I write the amount, how much I've paid, the balance at the end of the month, and every month I just circle, I just color in one icon that's just to say I've made a payment, and if there's an extra payment that you made, you get to circle even more. Or you could take the amount that you owe and divide it by how many icons, and that's how you can also see in the beginning of his January to December. So if you made a payment for January, just circle it. As emergency fund, it has different trackers, it has a needs and want list, whatever it is that you intend on saving for. There's weekly challenges, there's monthly challenges, there's pages where you can make up your own savings challenges, any goal that you want to save towards. We have it all in here. Like, we've truly, whatever I thought I needed in a budget journal to keep me on track, to make sure that I can check our expenses and just work even better towards paying off our debt. This is what's in this book. And at the end of each savings challenge, there's amount actually saved. Because remember, the goal is not to save, especially if you're in debt. The goal is to actually pay off your debts. So if you're saving this, it's just to keep you on track. Because whatever that we put in these savings challenges, they ultimately go into debts. Our goal is just to make sure we have a solid amount in our emergency fund, but everything else is to go towards debts. Yeah, and then you just have at the end of the year a review page and prayers that you can make for the year ahead. So if you're interested in this book, you can get it on our website. So this is generally how I keep us in order on not even a monthly basis or weekly basis, because like I said, I realized that just showing up monthly isn't good enough. I needed us to show up weekly as well. So something you'll realize when you're doing your budget is that when you are dealing with your finances, it's genuinely like running a business. So on a monthly basis, we make sure we do our paycheck planner and we do our cash envelope, so we know every week how much it is that we're spending. And then on a weekly basis, you're doing your grocery planner, you're taking out money so you can stuff your envelopes, and then you're doing and savings challenges. And that's our weekly task that we got going. So yeah, we also have another smaller book, and this is 5,000 Rand savings challenge. So our weekly savings challenge, you just put the money into here just to keep it separate. So yeah, or you can find another place or your bank account, whatever it is. But yeah, that's our method. I know it can seem a bit tedious for some, but listen, when you show God that you can truly trust you with more, that's when the parable of the talents truly makes sense to you. And it's genuinely saying, God, this is what I have. And he's like, okay, now I have something to work with and I can actually multiply. So yeah, let 2026 be the year. It's never too late to give your finances to God, because that 4,000 can turn into a 40,000 Rand a month. We're just a normal South African family with 3 babies, 1, 3, and 5, and we are all living on one income and trusting God. And just whatever God gives us, do it in well, because we have no magic plan. It's just us coming every month, every week, and say, Lord, this is really it. This is what we got. You multiply it. This is my plan, but ultimately it's your will. At the end, the foundation is Him. So in the process, don't just ask Him to assist you with your finances. Get to know Him better, and you'll see the strategies that He has in His Word that He'll give you. I promise you, this journey is beautiful. I never thought I could sit here and say genuinely that I'm enjoying the process of paying off debts, because the amounts of things that has happened, it's like, I'm so glad I said, Lord, take us through it, other than, Lord, just take it all away, because I found so much peace, so much more wisdom, and I'm truly excited for the future. Our goal is to be totally debt-free within 6 years, but I know who God is, and I can see Him doing it even sooner. But yeah, I want to go through all of it. So if you're on a similar journey, please follow along. I will be posting every week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.